Alright, we all have the holiday leftovers and what to do with them because you can only have so many ham sandwiches. This is just the way that I do ham and beans. This is a 1 pound bag of Anasazi beans. I use those beans for everything. This is what one bag looks like after you soak them overnight. First thing I do is I dump the bag in a strainer. Then I rinse them off. And then I'll soak them overnight. And then they're all going to go in this pot. Hot water, they're going to keep absorbing, but soaking them, I don't have to watch it as close. And so, I don't know, I'll probably fill it up about halfway. Once it gets closer to being done, I will dice up a bell pepper. This is kind of a new recipe for me. I haven't tried that. Anyhow, this is jalapenos, ham, onion. That is my ham to make ham and beans. And I'm going to go ahead and start cooking these. I have no idea how long, but once the beans start to get tender, then I'll go ahead and I will dump in that bag. And we'll just see where it goes from there. So anyhow, I'll keep you updated on this little process. Alright, so here's what I got going on. I have my beans in here. I've got the heat down. Holy cow, sorry about that. I have the heat down about as low as I can get it with the gas stove. I leave my lid vented, but there's my heat. The one thing you want to do while you have the beans going is you want to stir them. This is a real light-walled pot, so it has a bad habit of sticking if I forget or quit paying attention. So I just keep them moving and keep it stirring. I added salt, pepper, and some garlic down into the beans. That way it would hopefully absorb some of those flavors. And then once the beans will start to get tender, that's when I go ahead and I will I'll add my bell pepper, and then I'll get some of the onions. One thing I forgot to mention in my ham and onions and jalapenos is I did put 4 cloves of garlic in it. And so that's just the way that I do it. You can season it however you want to, but I'll keep you updated. Okay, at this point I have added just under a half a bell pepper, about that much of it, and then I put in a handful of the ham and onions, jalapenos, garlic. I call this the sacrifice because this I'm gonna boil down, and hopefully those beans will absorb flavors out of it. And so that's just kind of where I'm at. Now I'll cook this just like this. Once the beans really start to get tender, then I'll go ahead and add everything else as far as the ham and onions and garlic, the rest of the bell pepper. That's just the way I do it. That way I can kind of start flavoring up those beans. That way I'm not running with a whole bunch of different flavors. I've got a really good blending of the flavors. So anyhow, when we get to adding the rest of everything, I will show you. Well, it's pretty simple. You dump it in. Anyhow, I'll keep you updated. Later. Alright, so I'm about 4 hours into this, and I'm just about ready to add the ham, onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, garlic, excuse me, all of that. And then if it does need any water, I will add just a little bit of water. I don't want to lose all that flavor, so I try to keep the water at a minimum. But once this starts to, well, the beans are getting, they're just right where I wanted them. They're kind of where the outside is hard or soft, but the internal is still just has that little bit of crunch. I don't want to make refried beans, but I want it to be chewable at the same time. Alright, I'll keep you posted. Alright, so everything is added in. It'll be, should be pretty hearty. I don't want it like a soup, but I don't really want it where you get to bite a chunk off either. So anyhow, once it's all done, I will show you where I cook it to, and really all it is make sure the vegetables are tender at this point, and then it'll be pretty much all ready. Alright, I'll keep you posted. Alright, so here it is all done. Vegetables are just tender, but they're not mush. Ham stayed together. Everything just came out good. The onions translucent, just like you want them. It has a killer flavor. Oh man. So, maybe give it a try sometime when you have leftovers and you're just trying to figure out what to do with them. Alright, later.